Okay. Yes. So now in the previous lecture we will discuss about this thing, but due to some internet connectivity, yesterday it has happened that I am keep on teaching, but sometime later I check that my internet connection is already been lost. 15 minutes, right? So what we will discuss in the previous yesterday's lecture, that the zero order hold, what will be the function of a zero order hold block, okay, and different type of sampling operation. I think zero order hold is already been discussed. Okay, now there will be some different type of sampling operation, right? So here we will see that the type of sampling operation, right? So one is for the periodic sample, second one is a multiple order sample, the third one is a multi-rate sample, and the fourth one is a random sample. Okay, so that thing for a type of sample signal, so whatever the signal, that will depends upon some independent variable which will be known as a t, right? Someone is coming. Okay, so a signal, okay, whose independent variable which will be t, and that will be discrete, is called as a discrete time signal. Okay, so our main conversion from the analog to digital is to the conversion from the continuous signal to the digital signal, right? Okay, continuous signal to the digital signal, right? So in this particular cases there will be the four sampling sample period will be there. One is a periodic sample, second one is a multi-order sample, fourth one is a multi-rate sample, and the third one and the fourth one is a random sample. So what do you mean by the periodic sample? And keep in mind these things always. This periodic sample is the most conventional type of sampling output, right? Most conventional type of, and in this particular periodic sample the sampling instant are equally spaced, right? Sampling signals is equally spaced, and that can be this periodic sample will be defined by the tk is equals to kt, right? Where the k value, t is actually the time period, and tk is actually the sampling period of time at a particular values of k, where we can say that k will be varies from 0 1 to up to n. So the periodic sample is actually the most conventional type of sampling operation, we can say, right? So this equation will be signified the periodic sample tk is equals to kt. So in this case, uh, yes, okay, so the periodic sample the equation will be signify this is tk is equals to kt. Tk is equals to kt, where k will be varies from 0 1 to dot dot up to n, and t is actually the total time interval, right? So this sampling periodic sample will be most conventional type of sampling operation. Okay, so now second one is a multiple order sample. Okay, so multiple order sample means there will have a multiple input which will be come through this particular sample, right? So the pattern of the particular tk which will be already been shown in this periodic sample, the tk is actually repeated periodically, right? So for that cases in the multiple order sample, as because there will be the multiple sample input which will be come across, so that's why due to this particular uh, n number of multiple sample, we have a repeated operation periodically. Okay, so for that cases, okay, so for that cases the equation will be signify that this multiple order sample system will be signify t of k plus r minus tk, right? So this r is actually what? R is actually the repeated period. R is actually nothing but a repeated repeated period. Okay, as because the repeated period is come due to the multiple output or the multiple input of a particular system, right? So this equation will be signify the multiple order sampling period, where we can say that k tk is actually a one number of pattern of a signal or of a system, right? So where the value of k will be vary at a all instant, right? So here it should be written that this things will be constant for all k. Okay, so this equation will be signify the multiple order sampling system. Okay, and tk, which will be signify the periodic sample. Okay, so periodic sample where the values of k will be summation over the values of k will be varies from 0 to n. Alright, so the values of k which will be varies from, so that will be summation of tk, right? So next sample is actually the multiple rate sample. Here also there will be the multiple loop. Okay, so as inside the particular block there will be the n number of inputs that is coming and n number of outputs that will be that we are giving, that we are the output will be the multiple number. So for that cases the multiple rate sample is actually due to the for multiple loops the larger time constant which will involves in one loop, and maybe this particular one loop will be quite different from the other loops. Okay, so in a particular system it may happen there will be the n number of loops in the block, right? So due to the n number of loops, how the n number of loops is coming, so we are considering the input system. In the input system there will be in this particular case you will see it, there will be the n number of input which will come across, right? So due to the n number of inputs it will be considered as a n number of loop which will be available inside this particular system, right? So due to this what is happened, there will be the creation of the multiple loop. Okay, so this particular multiple loop having a larger time constant which will involves a one loop, and that particular loop may be different from the other loop. Supposed to be in a system we have a 1 2 3 dot 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 n number of loops, right? So whatever the characteristics of loop 1 that will be different to the loop 2. Again, whatever the characteristics of loop 3 that will be different to loop 2. Okay, so there must have the different loop have a independent variable. So that is why the different sampling period that will be observed due to the multiple loops. Okay, so due to this particular different sampling period we will see that there will be in the system there will be the different feedback path is also been available, or we can say that there will be the multiple sampling rate we can observe, right? So that is actually the multiple rate sample means there will be the multiple loop operation which will be takes place whenever we have sampled some data or sampled some signals. Okay, so accordingly whenever we have considering the multiple loop there must have a different sampling period or n number of sampling period, and due to this particular n number of sampling period or different sampling period we have a n number of feedback path, okay, in a system. Okay, or we can say that there will be the n number of sampling rate we will also been considered. Okay, so here we due to this particular different sampling period or n number of sampling period we are getting the different feedback path or we are getting the multiple sampling rate, right? So in this case, and now the last sampling is the random sampling. Random sampling is such a cases where the sampling instant are random. Okay, that means we are randomly choose, suppose we have choosing some different parameters. Okay, so depending upon the different parameter we are choosing the parameters in a random way, or we can choosing the signals, okay, in a random manner. Okay, so random sampling is actually nothing but a sampling which will be collecting instantly at a random order. Okay, or we can say that, okay, or we can say that tk is actually nothing but your random variable. Tk is actually called as a random variable. Okay, so the random sampling is nothing but a the sampling instant are random, because whatever the samples we are collecting that means we are randomly collecting the samples, right, or randomly collected the signals. Okay, so we can say that the values of tk, which will be also be known as a periodic sample, that is also been considered as a random sampling, or we can say that the random variable, right. So variable we can choose random, right. So this is actually the four different type of sampling operation we can see. Okay, so the now the next part is the quantizing and the quantization error, right. So the thing is that what we can observe, so this is very important point. Okay, so often from this part the question will become in the university, right. So what do you mean by the, and that will be applicable in the application areas also in the control digital control system. Okay, what do you know about the quantize, quantizing, quantizing, and we will also consider as a quantiza quantization error. Okay, so these things we will discuss, right. So what we will see that in this particular quantizing and the quantization error, the main function, okay, so for the conversion of the analog to digital, okay, so what are the main function that will be involved? Okay, for the conversion, for the conversion of for the conversion of analog to digital, okay, what are the main function we can see for the conversion from the analog to digital? What are the main function that will involve? Okay, what are the main function that will involve? Can you know? कौन सा function that will involve the conversion process of a analog to digital? Can anyone tell? I already told you in the very fast lectures. Okay. Can anyone told what are the different functions that will be involved for the conversion of a analog to digital conversion? Can anyone? Am I audible? Rahul? Hello, Rahul Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, can you told me, so due to the, what are the different function that will involve for the conversion of an analog to digital conversion? Any ideas? Any ideas, Rahul?
So we have to apply the ABC.
ADC. Now we have to, that is the thing which will be the block which an adopted, right? So analog to ADC converter. Okay. So that will be the instrument. Okay, that will be the instrument by which we have the conversion process will be takes place. So for the conversion of the analog to digital converter, we have to consider ADC converter. Okay, that is the device for the conversion process. So what are the different function? What are the major function that will involve in the analog to digital conversion? So main function for this case is number A is actually a sampling. Okay, as we told in the previous lecture, is a sampling. Okay, this is very important. Okay, number B is your amplitude quantizing. Amplitude quantizing. Okay, and the third one is your coding, as because we are dealing with the digital conversion, so we have to consider these three functions whenever the conversion process will takes place due to A to D conversion, right? So these are the three functions which will be very important whenever whenever there should be the involvement of a conversion from analog to digital. Okay, first of one is your sampling, second one is your amplitude quantizing, and the third one is your coding. As because we are converting the analog signal to the digital, so the digital signal is only being signified having a discrete data code. Okay, coding means actually your discrete data code. Okay, so these are the function which can involve in a conversion process of a analog to digital conversion. Okay, so we can also say that when the value of any sample, okay, whatever the sample data we are collecting, so when the values of any sample which will be fall between the two adjacent permitted output, whatever the output we are getting from the system, okay, so it may be read as a permitted output which will be stated as nearest to the actual value of a particular signal, which will be comes from your input signal. Okay, so this particular process of representing a continuous of the analog signal by a finite number of discrete states, which will also called the amplitude quantization. Okay, so depending upon the parameter which will be collecting from the input and whatever the output we are getting due to the different kind of parameter, that parameter, okay, from the input and the output, so we can read this particular output state nearest to the actual value which will be comes from the input signal. Okay, so the process which will represent a continuous or the analog signal by a finite number of a discrete state, okay, is called the amplitude quantizing. Right. So the amplitude quantizing is what? Again, I told you, I already discussed what the sampling is. Right. The amplitude quantizing, this particular function is known actually what? So again, I told you the amplitude quantizing, QUAN quantizing is actually what? Is actually the process, which is actually the process of representing a continuous or analog signal, continuous signal, or we can say that the analog signal, as because our input should be the analog signal or the continuous signal, whatever the data we are come from the A to D converter. So the process we will only consider the continuous signal. So amplitude quantization is a process of representing a continuous or the analog signal, okay, by a finite number of by a finite number of discrete state discrete state finite number of discrete state is called amplitude quantizing. Okay, this is the very important function which will involve in the analog to digital conversion, as because our analog to digital conversion process, our input should be the continuous signal. Our input in the analog to digital conversion process, our input signal should be the continuous signal, which will be converted into a discrete data code. Okay, which will be converted into a discrete data code, right? Suppose t, 2t, 3t, 4t discrete time period, right? So we have a process of a continuous or the analog signal by a finite number of finite number of, not a infinite, because we have a finite value, as because we have considering the continuous signal, so we should have a finite value, not an infinite value. Okay, so whenever this analog to digital conversion is takes place, that means there should have the input should be the continuous signal, or we can say that the analog signal, which will be having a finite number of discrete state or the discrete signal after the conversion from the analog to the digital. That is called the amplitude quantizing. Okay, this set of word is very important, that a by a finite number of discrete state. Okay, so this state is considering as a discrete state of a particular data or the particular sampling period, right? So that particular sampling period will come from due to the conversion of a continuous signal or the analog signal by a finite number of discrete state, which will be, this particular process is actually called a amplitude quantizing, or it can also be known as a signal quantizing, right? Whatever the signal we are getting from the A to D converter, or whatever the signal we are getting from the reference input, right? So now, what do you mean by the coding? The next function is actually the coding. So before elaborating the coding function, we have to also been told you that in case of a amplitude quantization, that is the quantizing. So what do you mean by the quantizing? Okay, so this particular quantizing, what is the word signify? This particular QUAN quantizing, right? What the word quantizing will be signify in the digital control system, right? So the quantizing means the transforming a continuous or the analog signal. Okay, again I told the quantizing is means a transforming a continuous or the analog signal into a set of discrete state. That is actually the word signify. Okay, so this word is actually signify. Again I told you, it means, this quantizing means, it means that transforming a continuous or analog signal into a set of discrete state, Okay, so that is actually the word signify. Okay, that means this particular quantizing is the process where the transformation will be takes place from the continuous signal, or we can say that the analog signal, to a set of a discrete state. Okay, we can also remember that this particular quantizing which will occur, whenever a physical quantity is represented numerically. Okay, so it only been occurred only when the physical quantity, the physical quantity the physical quantity is represented, it will only been occurred. Okay, quantizing, when it will be occurred, it will occur only when the physical quantity is represented numerically, because we cannot calculate the physical quantity, right? Okay, so from the conversion of the physical quantity to a numerical set of data, okay, then only this particular quantization process will be takes place. Depending, so if we have a physical quantity, we cannot quantizing any such kind of sample. Okay, before quantizing we have to transform, or we have to convert the physical quantity into a numerical set of discrete data. Then only this particular quantizing process will be takes place, otherwise not. So is it clear what the quantizing amplitude quantization is? Is it clear to everyone? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is it clear what the quantization is, what the quantizing is? Okay, so
Yes.
okay, so in this case, again I will told you that the another function which will be involved in the quantizing process, the output. Okay, so the output state of each quantized sample, because we have a n number of quantized sample we can achieve or we can observe in the particular system. Okay, so what we can say, that the output state of each quantizing sample is then is actually described by the numerical code. Numerical code means is a numerical set of discrete code, because we are, the conversion process will be takes place from analog to digital, so we have to convert the signals to the discrete set of data. That means we have to convert the quantity, physical quantity, into a numerical set of data, right? So the output state of each quantizing sample is that can be described by the numerical code. Okay, the process of representing a sample value that by the numerical code, such as a numerical code is actually, it should be written that the numerical. So numerical means it should have a numerical code. Okay, numerical code is actually nothing but a binary code. Okay, and binary code is actually mean by the, which will be sense only 1010 1001 0011 0101, like that. Okay, so that particular set of discrete data we will be considered as a binary set of data. Okay, so in this particular cases, the process in the quantization process, that will representing a sample value, okay, a sample value by the numerical code or the binary set of numerical code, which will be called as, I already told, it will be called as encoding. Okay, in the previous lecture, in the first lecture we has told you what the encoding is, what the decoding is, and what the coding is. Okay, so that is actually the coding. Okay, so there will be the three function which can be involved in the quantization process or due to the conversion process of a analog to digital. First of one is your sampling, second one is your amplitude quantizing, and third one is your coding. So coding is actually a nothing but a process, where we have a conversion from the numerical code of data to the binary code. Okay, numerical code and the binary code is the same thing, right? So the binary set of data, okay, so that is actually called the coding. Okay, so whenever we have a conversion process to analog to digital, so we should have the n number of set of discrete, or we can say that the binary data code, discrete or binary data code, that is required. Okay, so that this particular process is actually known as a encoding, or we can say that a coding. Right. So thus we can also say this particular coding process. So coding is a process of assigning a digital word or the code to each discrete state. Okay. So we have a n number of discrete states. Suppose we have a discrete state of 1, we have a discrete state of 2, we have a discrete state of 3, up to the n number of discrete state. Okay. So coding is actually nothing but a process which will assigning a digital word to a particular each and every discrete state. Suppose this is this is number one discrete state, this is your second discrete state, this is your third discrete state, and this is to be your n number of discrete state, right? So coding is actually nothing but a assigning coding is nothing but a assigning a digital word or the assigning a digital code. Suppose the value is 01, this is 10, this is 101, like so the coding is nothing but a assigning a digital word or the discrete value or the digital code, okay, to each discrete state of a system, right? So the sampling period and the quantization level which will affect, okay, sampling period which will be known as your t, that is sampling period, okay, and the quantization level which will affect the performance of a digital control system, okay. So this particular sampling period and the quantizing is actually a two important process in a digital control system. So you need to understand what the sampling period is, what the sampling is, and what the quantization is, because these two process is the very important process for conduction or for modeling of a digital control system, right? The digital control system, right? So that must be determined, the periodic sample and the quantizing and also the quantization error, that should be determined very carefully for modeling any such kind of digital control system, right? Is that clear? Okay, so I think from 11:30 you have a class. Okay, so we will stop the session for today. We will discuss the quantization error, what the quantization error is. So if we have a quantization signal, if we have a discrete set of data, there must have some error. Okay, so there must be the quantization error. So we will discuss the quantization error in the next classes, right? Okay, so thank you very much for joining, and we will again meet on Tuesday. Okay, thank you. So we will leave the
Okay, sir.
session.
Thank you, sir.